Pop News Uncensored exclusively. Oh God, this just came over the ticker and I wanted to talk about it. This is big. For the people listening right now, this isn't on the title, but we're going to get into it. Kanye West, he donates $150,000 to the family of the Chicago security guard killed by the cops. I'm going to read the story. Kanye West was deeply moved by the story of a Chicago security guard who was murdered by the cops after a sudden gunman and has stepped up big time to help his family. This is courtesy of TMZ. West heard the story of Jamel Robertson, who was gunned down by police after stopping a drunken man with a gun, and wanted to do whatever he could to lessen the burden of his family. West donated $150,000 to Robinson's family Friday, more than doubling the goal originally placed on GoFundMe account for Robinson's family. Now, as reported, Robertson was working security at Manny Blues Room Bar Sunday around 4 a.m., where several drunk customers were ordered out. One of those customers returned to the bar a short time later with a gun and opened fire. Reports say Robertson returned fire, subdued the gunman, and held him at gunpoint until police arrived. But when the police officer got to the scene, he shot Robertson, killing him. Kanye has spent a lot of time in Chicago over the last few months and vowed he moved his Yeezy headquarters to his home city as well. Now, as for Robertson, reports say he was working extra shifts at the bar in order to have extra money to provide for his son for Christmas. His killing is still under investigation. Like I said, that is courtesy of TMZ that came through a couple minutes ago. Oh God, what's your thoughts on that, brother?
I mean, first, we definitely did cover that, and you have to go to iTunes to hear us talk about that on the podcast, and I'm going to upload it on Uncensored Truth. But it's sickening. It's sickening. It makes me infuriated, and any kind of emotion, that you would have, hearing that type of story. As far as Kanye West, I'm glad that he did it. And a lot of these celebrities who, talk all that should be donating money to stuff like this just to make a point. Because when you have like people like cops and stuff, when they kill people and Zimmermans and all that, they get a lot of support from the people that ride with them. So he should be getting way more money than that. So salute to Kanye West. And I really want to see this police officer be prosecuted.
That has to happen.
It has to happen. You know what I mean? It has to happen. It's no excuse. There's no excuse for taking this man's life. I'm infuriated, man. I'm kind of at a loss of words. The conversation that we had, we can upload it. You know what I mean? But then we might not, because it kind of went there. It kind of went there. And YouTube, they funny with stuff like that. So
exactly. And we know the game. That's why we have the podcast exclusively on all major online outlets, iTunes, Spotify, Google Play, everyone in the motherfucking building right now. Take out your phones, whether that be an iPhone or smartphone, whatever kind of phone you got, Android, whatever, and subscribe to the podcast, The Uncensored Truth, on your podcast channel, because we get it all the way in over there. Indeed, indeed. All right, just wanted to talk about real quick, but transitioning, I see my man Monterey Moore talking about Designer.
Yeah.
And him coming at DJ Envy and Charlamagne the God. Now, we seen this earlier and it was kind of funny. You know what I mean? But we didn't get a chance to talk about it. Yeah, I know you. I don't know if you had that clip up or that audio.
Yeah, I got it.
But yeah, we're gonna play that and then we'll get our 1-2 on that. Let's go.
Charlamagne, man, let me tell you something. I just woke up and shit. I'm cool. I was laughing on the phone. But yo, man, I'm a grown ass man, bro. You and Envy, I will slap the shit out y'all. Deadass. I'm a grown man. I do this hard by myself. Don't play with me. I'm doing something good for change. I'm changing the world. I'm doing this shit. Y'all niggas thinking I can't start making fun of my voice. Like, bro, I will beat the shit out of both of y'all. Charlamagne, you won't come back up here without none of you North Carolina niggas. And Envy, guarantee, bro, I see you, bro. You got a nice little family, bro. And both of y'all don't play yourself, my nigga. Remember, y'all gotta come to New York. Y'all gotta come to my city. Don't play yourself. Go to work. Go to Power 105. Go to work, bro. You got kids that go to school, nigga. And look, man, still donate mental health, still donate to Power 105, still donate to them. You know what I'm saying? They're definitely doing some change. Angela E, it's love. Thank you for having a great conversation with me on the phone. You think I'm saying? Change.
So yeah, obviously looked like that he pretty much came to a senses. This social media,
yeah, man.
You know what I mean? This social media thing, man, is it makes it dangerous, because a lot of times when people may feel a certain way and they jump on it, and once they throw it out, you got people like these different media outlets that are just waiting. And if it's up for a second, they put it up. He may have deleted it. He may not even meant it, but he put it out there, and now it's out there. And we see that they had a conversation. It looks like, hopefully they clear things up. But he did kind of go pretty far, man. Got real emotional over that, man. Definitely. Kind of funny, man.
Definitely got emotional. Right. He a young dude, real good in spirit. You know what I mean? It was nothing malicious, I think, but he got in his feelings. And like we said, you just can't worry about what everybody says, and it doesn't matter what they said. You didn't need to get on your social media and start talking about kids and shit, because then that's gonna make you look absolutely crazy, and you saying shit you don't mean. Yeah. So you know what I mean? Just chalk that up for what it is. Joke on them back and keep it moving. That's the best you can do, young man. But just I remember I had a meeting with designer back at where I used to work. And he was wild. He was everywhere. I think I was with him for about 3 hours, and we didn't have one word said to each other because he was just constantly jumping the fuck around. Young boy, a lot of energy. You know what I mean? I think he just jumped off the wheel a little bit and got a little ahead of himself. Like I said, like you said, you can't get on your social media and just run your mouth, because as soon as you do it, they got it. And they running with it.
Yep. So hopefully he learned his lesson, on that one. It did make a good, headline for people and stories and whatnot that was posted everywhere. It was kind of funny when I heard it, though. You know what I mean? But definitely, man, you're tuned into the Uncensored Truth podcast with your brother, Oh God, and SamAnt tonight. Everybody listening, do me a favor if you're listening live, or if you're going to listen later, hit the like button for me, and make sure you go ahead and hit the share button as well. So yeah, man, it's the little recap, man. We talked about today Meek Mill dropping his album, on 11/30, this month, highly anticipated. Also, 6ix9ine had a pretty dynamic interview on the Breakfast Club earlier. Go check that out, where he talked about everything from why he fired his team to, people stealing money from him and a whole bunch of things, really showed a different side, I think, to himself. And, designer coming at Charlemagne and Kanye West donating, $150,000 to the family of Jamil Robertson, who was slain by a police officer after doing his job. Sad story, man. That just pisses me off, dog.
Yeah, it's insane, man. We talked about it, like you said, on the podcast a couple days ago. It's a little bit too raw for YouTube, so we'll drop that exclusively on the podcast, for the audio version, and for people going in and listening. You know what I mean? Shout out to the people in the comment section. We're gonna get to y'all in a couple seconds because we love vibing with y'all. Kanye West, that was a real big thing he did. Shout out to him. A lot of other people need to step up and do that, like you said. 6ix9ine, man. Let's just read. You have to take the leap of faith to step out there and trust the fact that these people, us brothers, myself, Oh God, Darren, Kansu, have lived this journey, have been through these experiences, have been through these trials, have learned and have gained success through the formula that we want and wish to provide for you.